Dear viewers, we just viewed this report on cyberbullying, and of course, we're going to be discussing this topic more with our final guest for this evening, Mr. Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant. Welcome back to Hala Kuwait, Mr. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really grateful to be with you.
It's really a pleasure to have you tonight
every
with
Monday.
us, sir.
Oh, I am grateful.
Yes, so cyberbullying is a very big topic, and unfortunately, as me and Mohammed were talking, it's happening a lot lately, especially with the use of social media that is part of our everyday lives. But let's go back to normal bullying in the beginning. Unfortunately, it's something that a lot of kids deal with in schools, with their friends, and it's a problem we're definitely facing. So can you talk about this problem and the different types of bullying out there?
Yeah. Bullying is happening everywhere around us, and I believe is a cultural issue. But
yes,
bullying in itself, it's an unwanted or aggressive behavior by someone to another person, and usually it's because of I feel more superior or I feel more powerful, then I treat you in a downgrading way by humiliating you
yes,
or insulting you or even threatening or even hurting physically. So, but with cyber, with the internet, it became even more because people can hide behind their screen or their phone, so they are not face to face. And the problem with cyberbullying is that it's permanent.
yes.
I mean, that comment or that insult, it will stay forever, and that's makes the person who looks at it and who checks it and feels it really feel hurt and feel powerless and sometimes hopeless.
Right, and I think you brought up a very important point that with cyberbullying, it's there, it stays. If it's a comment, and if you're not able to delete it, it's there. While, Mohammed, maybe when we were in school, if another student said a comment, I heard it once and it's over. But with cyberbullying, it's definitely harsher. So what is the actual definition of the term cyberbullying?
It's basically, it's bullying, the regular bullying, but before we used to do like bullying face to face.
Yes.
So in school we are gathering or in the playground, and we tend to hurt each other or put some. Why
yes,
we do that? Because if I am, I feel low or I feel down, I want the other person to be downer so I can become up. So because I'm more powerful, or because I have more friends or are more influential, I will pick on people who are unique in certain area,
yes,
be it in their religion or in their look or, for example, obese or skinny or whatever, or short or tall.
right.
And in our culture, especially in Kuwait, I mean, I remember, and maybe not in your age, but I remember we call each other names as normal.
Yes.
It still exists.
Yes, it still exists.
It's a joke, it's normal.
It's a joke. But if it's, see, there is a difference between conflict or disagreement than bullying. Bullying is your intentional for putting people down or
yes,
hurting them. So, and you do it repeatedly. And the repetition part of it, that makes it really dangerous and makes people go toward, like, it has physical illnesses, has mental illnesses.
right,
And even it can really, people can go to hurt themselves because of their being bullied because they feel hopeless.
exactly. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Will you please, sir, give us more examples of cyberbullying? What are the best examples exactly?
Well, it happens in social media, as we all said, and in Twitters we see a lot of issues happening, in Instagram, but there is the the type of like social where you are trying to take an identity of a person and play that identity in public, impersonating someone, or using their pictures and playing around with the picture and putting them in a different body and putting that forward. It could be by email. People who spam you on email and send you, we have 200 million dollars that we want to, they want
Give us
to.
your bank
Yes.
account number.
Yes, give us your account
IBAN,
number.
please.
Yes. And WhatsApp in groups, we see it a lot. And, away from cyberbullying, on the streets, people who pull over you or they take your turn or they are bullying. And
Yeah.
again, because they are in the car, they feel they are protected, they are not seen, they're hidden,
Yes.
they get away with it,
They're
so they do
definitely
it
in their
more.
safe zone.
Exactly. So same as cyberbullying, some people are sitting alone, and as you said, Muhammad, with fake names, so people cannot, and because it's difficult to track them, although they are trackable. Every single device that goes into it has an identity,
Yes.
IP address that anybody can catch them and find them, especially if they continue doing that.
Right.
Okay, so now we know the bullies, especially people who are cyberbullying others.
Yes.
How do we respond to them exactly?
First, we have to capture the evidence. We must capture the evidence so the evidence is with us. And then we have to, if we are young, we have to tell an adult or somebody who is into this, he specializes in electronics and IT and information technology. And the last resort is to go to the police, to the
Yes.
electronic police, and make a case against these people who are bullying you.
Exactly, and here in Kuwait, we do have these laws in
Yes.
place to do with cyberbullying, and of course anything that goes on the internet. So we have this little bit of extra safety if we need it.
Very true. And some people are misusing it.
Exactly, some
Exactly.
people are enjoying the laws too much
Yes.
due to the benefits added. So
Yeah.
moving on to the other type of bullying, which is in-person bullying, and we see most in schools at very young ages. So what are the causes and why do some people or kids bully each other like that?
See, they say hurt people hurt. يعني, if I am hurt, I want to hurt another person.
Yes.
And that's basically because of a lack of self-esteem. Because of a low self-esteem that I have, then I want to feel powerful. So I go and pick up with someone who's smaller than me or less powerful than me, and try to gain that. It's a feel like I'm more powerful.
Yes.
And sometimes some of the causes comes from the way they are brought up in a dysfunctional family, in the house itself. There are the big sister or the big brother bullies the younger, and or the father or the mother bullies. And they live in that culture. So for them, they don't know any better. So some bullies, they don't know they are bullying. They think it's fun. They're making fun. They're kidding. But some
Yes.
people, there is even we are focusing on school. Even at work, there is bullying. It's everywhere, and it's a very dangerous issue. And we must. And doing this is very important to raise awareness, because the people who are bullied, they experience traumas and they experience stress and anxiety, that they can get diseases that they cannot even. They lose their career and sometimes their lives. They go to suicidal.
Yes.
Now, thankfully, we have a good relationship with God, and we don't have that. But in the West, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Exactly.
It happens to from one person from two, like 50% of people who being bullied. Yeah.
That's true.
Whether in school or at work or in the community in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. We've seen it a lot that a 16-year-old or a teenager has committed suicide due to being bullied by her friends or cyberbullying or whatever it is. And as you said, that's mostly in Western countries.
Yes.
And it's very unfortunate. And sometimes we even see the bullied person become the bully. So I can already tell there's so much effect on the actual person dealing with the bullying. So
Definitely.
what are the actual effects on kids and even on grown-ups that are getting bullied?
The effect is for the person who is being bullied and the bullying person. and the people who are witnessing
Yes.
those, interaction, that aggressive interaction, because they feel it and they feel powerless sometimes, because the person who's bullying is usually is powerful, and or he's seen as powerful, and he has friends with him that help him out. So we usually we don't talk, like we should be stoppers, like when we see somebody is bullying someone else, we stand with the victim and protect the victim, or take them away, or stand in front. It's not easy, especially if the person who's bullying is your friend.
Right.
You cannot, you want to be with them. And there are people who are, they just witness. They don't do anything. They just, they just witness it.
Let it
And there
be.
are people, they participate. And they are the supporters. They cheer and clap, and sometimes they take a video of the whole scene and make it viral.
Yes.
So it's better to let our children and to talk about it, and to, there are now movies, and there are many studies are there in terms of bullying in school, and what to do about it in terms of like, for example, schools, they put policies, very clear policies, that we will not tolerate any bullying around, because they've seen it in other school, what happens to the children. Now, we're talking only children, even adults. In
Yes.
1991, a postman worker, he worked in the postman. After he was fired, now he was fired for a reason that his colleagues, for a mistake that his colleagues, if they make, nobody will fire them. But
Right.
because he's targeted, he's the target, he is being bullied, they fired him. And when they fired him, he came back to the office with a shotgun,
Oh,
and
wow.
he killed 4 of the managers. And then he killed himself. That's how much they feel like hopeless. That, anybody who feels hopeless, if you go to a work or to school, and every day you witness that person who's gonna, bully you and make you feel hurt or make you feel threatened, you start not liking going to school.
Exactly.
You don't wake up. You don't want to. So the whole career to and parents, big role to be aware of their children. Sometimes the children changes. They
Yes.
want to their room. They want to be alone. They hate to go to school. There's changes in their physiology as well. So parents have to be really, watching their children. Otherwise, they can go to that level.
Exactly, because a lot of
Exactly.
parents, when their children don't want to wake up to school, dislike school, they just think they have a lazy child.
exactly.
And they don't look at what might be happening in school,
Exactly.
Muhammad.
Yeah. So this type of bullying, Mr. Hamza, how can we solve it? Like, if it's increasing in this way, it might affect the students also. It might make them feel like not going to school anymore.
As I said, we have to have clear policies, and it should be like educated within the. We can have seen of how bullying is, people name, or putting people down, and so on, or threatening people, or trying to intimidate them, or sometimes even it goes to the physical level, where it's not only verbal, where you hurt the person, and sometimes just shoveling and pushing a person, he can fall and hurt himself.
Exactly.
And then the whole family will suffer, the whole school will suffer, the teacher will suffer, the whole community will suffer.
Definitely. So is there any more role of the schools to reduce it?
Yes,
Like when it
yes.
comes in daily basis?
The teachers should be aware, because see, we are, as teachers, we see our student, our learners. We have to be aware, we have to be alert, we have to be present. We cannot think of they're doing their homework, or they're reading something, and you shy away, or you do your own things. No, you have to watch them, and you have to know how they are interacting with others. It's very easy for the teacher to spot during the activities, during the learning activities, to speak, and then call them in and tell them, this is not tolerated in our school, you will be expelled. Now, if somebody, or again, for the parents, that this behavior is not tolerated,
Exactly.
because we know the sequences on other children who are being bullied. They will not like
Yes.
school, their career will vanish, or their life. So it's building awareness, is educating, is talking, and even the parents, they should talk about these things with their children, that there are people, or even me as parents, if I was bullied in school, I can tell my children the story, what happened and how it affected me and how I got out of it, connected with the manager of the school, for example.
I think that's a great idea because children do want to listen to their parents' experiences, and definitely if they think their parents went through that and got out of it, they know that that can happen for them.
There is a way.
Too. Exactly. There's a way, and hopefully it can happen. So we talked about maybe how schools can reduce bullying, but what about us as adults? What can we do to create more awareness around this topic?
We need to talk about it like we are doing now. And we need to bring some specialists to talk more in details about these bullying, because the bullies, sometimes the people who are bullying, they are not aware that they are bullying. That's how they brought up, that's how they, so we need to alert them. This is not good. This is, and we show them the effects of this joke or this way of pranking people, how it hurts people, and how you know, the damage. So they are, you know, alert. They know that this is bad, and they, little by little, if the whole community works together, then it's fine. But if the whole community don't know about it, and they say, oh, kids, they're fighting, later they will be okay and things will go. No, it will expand, because the bullies will, people will cheer them, and they will look up to them because they are influential. They are not the powerful. They are the weakest. That's why we say, you know, if somebody treats you like nobody, instead of interacting with them, just rest assured for yourself that somebody has treated them like nobody, and now they're coming to you to treat you like nobody, so they become somebody.
Exactly.
So this is a vicious circle. If we continue, you know, participating, we have to stop it. Close the kill. Yeah.
For sure.
And feel bad for them. Some of them are like, they're programmed that way. Maybe they need to see some counselor, some help.
That's very good advice. And I think before we end this evening, do you have any final advice to add to everything we talked about this evening on bullying?
Well, I want to advise the people who are bullied at school or at work even, you know, find out what is the rules. Go speak to an adult. Stop the bullying. Ignore it. Don't get involved. Don't get synced in with them. No, back up, go adult. That's the way to go. And have a friends, because people who are bullying people, they're not coming, they try to catch them by themselves. And sometimes they do it in a managed way, that where they do we have something for you, we want you to go there. So they tell a friend that you trust to tell you to walk to that door where nobody is there, and then they catch you there alone, and they might do whatever, hurt you or whatever. If you notice these things, always stay with people, so you don't get bullied. And tell your parents immediately. And parents, go to the school, talk to the teachers, and find out if they have a policy of bullying or not. And why not, from now, we put policies, and some during the induction course, when the parents are there, daughters and sons or kids, they tell them, or they give them a piece of paper that they sign, that they these kind of awareness, I think people will recognize that it's bad, and then they will stop it, hopefully.
For sure. I think that would be very helpful, and it's very important for schools to start taking action with the help of the parents. Well, Mr. Hamza, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I really hope you enjoy your evening, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
I'm
so
enjoying
much.
it. Thanks for having me again.
Dear viewers, we just had with us Mr. Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant. Let's go now. Third report of the evening. It's about a media shop. Let's have a look at it, Rita. Stay viewers.